Sit on 3 blankets, cross your legs in front, lift yourself up, move your hips back, pull your tailbone in, pull your sacral plate in, and lift the front of it. Take the side hips in, take the tailbone in, take the low belly in, lift the spine up, and open the chest. Take the thighs down, take the skin of the front of the thighs to the knees, pull the thigh bones back into the hips so that you feel a chunking up into the hip joint, a snugging. And then take your belly plane in up to the costal margin, take the sternum up from bottom to top. Take the roots of the arms back to the wall behind you and take the triceps down into the back of the arms and in towards your back spine, and then broaden your collarbones, lift the collarbones up, roll them up. Let the head and neck be easy, let the head be level, and let the eyes lightly close. Be with your breath. Bring yourself in. Begin looking at where the breath goes. Does it fill the whole front, top, chest the most? Does it spread laterally with each breath? Does the belly move a little bit out with the breath, but contain the belly in and up so that the expansion is in the chest? Be with your breath, one more breath. Lifting and opening the sides of the body, letting more expansion come to the sides and the front. Holding the breath, the space of the breath up and out with a gentle, firm fullness, firmness. And then take the hands in prayer at the chest. Take the outer elbows down and back a little bit with the inner elbows forward. Broaden the shoulder blades from the center a little bit and take the shoulder blades down and into the back. Lift the spine. 3 ohms and then the chant. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacham Malam Sharirasya Chavaijakena Yopa Karatam Pravaram Muninam Patanjalim Pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shankha Chakra Siddharhinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Lift the sternum. Bow the head to the heart. Release the hands to the thighs. Lift the chest. Broaden the collarbones and bow the ego to the heart. Lift the head with closed eyes. Let the head be level. Let the eyes open. Okay, and now we're going to do downward facing dog with a little bit wide arms and wide feet. Wide hands and wide feet. And you're going to have a support for your head. So you want enough space for that. And while you're doing that, maybe you want 3 blankets. You probably know your own body, which you need. And I'm going to put a block over by me so I can do Uttanasana with a blanket or 2 on the block to have a soft place for my head to land. I'm going to take my sitting blanket off to the side, and I'm going to go do a restorative downward facing dog. So this is a restorative practice. Spread the hands, tuck the toes under, walk your feet back to the wall so you can reach the wall with your feet. Do the wider stance closer to the outside of the mat. My little fingers are just reaching off the mat, and I'm going to reach back through my straight legs, pull the calves down to descend the back of the leg, lift the hamstrings up to ascend the back of the leg, opening up the knees and pressing the palms. Taking the elbows in, lifting the biceps up, opening the armpits, letting the head possibly scoot a little bit closer towards the legs, and letting the head softly descend. Letting the neck let go, pulling the shoulder blades into the back and up, broadening the blades a little bit from center, broadening the collarbones on the other side of the top torso, which is headed down. Use your breath to bring the muscles into the front of the leg. Take the skin down towards the knees and the muscles up towards the thigh crease. Let go of the jaw. Stretch the feet in Tadasana position. Tadasana action is outer metatarsal. The 5th metatarsal on each foot goes laterally from the inside down on the outside. And then there's that flag, that triangular flag of extension and stretch from the outer foot over to the big toe mound in a kind of like a triangular flag. And Tadasana action. Feel how the arms don't have to work so hard when the feet are working. Soften the throat, soften the root of the tongue. Be in a long Adho Mukha Svanasana. With each breath, I'm checking my positioning of my actions and steadying them and slightly increasing them so that I get a little bit more space in my calves, a little bit more space in the back of my knees, a little bit more space in my feet, a little bit more lift in my thighs, a little bit length more in the back, a little bit more in on the shoulder blades, into the back and up, and the broadening of the collarbones, the lift of the biceps, the extension of the palms into the floor and away towards the fingertips, and the elbows are tucked in,
And I'm checking to see the balance of all those places. I'm letting my belly come in and support my lower torso organs. The pubic bone is broad. The side hips come in from the side. The neck lets go. Find your balance in the pose. The arms and the legs work about equally much. The torso stretches. The head and neck let go. Lifting the biceps, not undue strain. Nice long downwards. Be present with each breath. Let the top torso, which is lower than the hips now, gain the breath, the most breath. Let the teeth not be clenched or anything. They just separate a little bit. Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Listen to the sound of your own breath. Feel the movement of your own breath. Tailbone in. And then releasing, keeping the head low, walking to the middle of the mat, taking a block, putting it where your head is going to be and kind of measuring how much blanket do I need there. Do I need to double one? Or can I make it with one? What do I need? I'm going to arrange my t-shirt there. Toes are slightly in, the outer foot is parallel to the outer edge of the mat. Uttanasana. Lift the hamstrings up in the back body. Spread the hamstrings from the inner back leg to the outer back leg. Take the thigh muscles up. Kneecap snugs into the leg. Lift the inner legs up. Lift the inner arches up. Press the outer foot down. Take the inside of the fifth metatarsal laterally and then the outside of it down. And then feel that long line of that nice long bone all along here. And then fan the action of the bottom of the foot over to the center of the big toe. Mount. Stretch the feet. See how the pose works for you if you work the bottoms of your feet. Your legs work better. Your inner thighs work up. Your weight is lightly on the top of the head, and the back of the skull releases down. The neck is relaxed. The head has a nice gentle support. Lift up from the inner knees to the inner thighs, the lower inner thigh, the middle inner thigh, the upper inner thigh, up where the groins are in the inner leg, those last 3 or 4 inches, where the leg attaches to the inner pelvis there. And lift up and let the spine just release down. Letting your head be. Pulling the calves down below the knee, taking the Achilles tendon down to the heel bone, pressing that back of the heel bone into the mat. Stretch the Tadasana action in the feet. Lift up those inner legs. Take the outer legs down from the side hips, down, inner legs up, perineum up. Long, smooth breaths. Weight towards the heels. Straight legs. Relaxed arms. Relaxed jaw, lips, tongue, gums. Feeling all the parts of the body doing their part for the pose, Uttanasana, standing forward bend with support. A wonderful way to relax the brain. Right in the heels. Stretch the arms up past the side hips. Those outer legs are going down, the inner legs are going up. Work your tailbone in. And keep the tailbone coming in as you lift up into Tadasana.
Step back. Bring your feet together. Reach each ball of the foot out a little bit more as you stretch the Tadasana action in the feet. Take the arches up and in the middle of the inner arch and the heel down, the whole horseshoe of the heel. You can start at the inner heel and move back with the action in the heels. All the way around the outer heel. Lift the chest. Open the collarbones. And then stretch your palms down. Lift the biceps up. Stretch the forearms down. Stretch the palms from the heel of the palm through to the fingertips. Broaden the collarbones. Tadasana. And then bring the arms out. Stretch the arms parallel with the floor. Step the feet out underneath the outer parts of the hips. So look down and see that your outer feet are right in line with the outer leg here at the hip. Stretch the inner feet out. Stretch each inner heel back. Press the feet. Stretch the feet. And then arms parallel to the floor. Inner bicep line goes up into the shoulder. Inner bicep line goes up into the shoulder. Take the elbows firm. Firm the tricep into the back of the arm. Move it towards the elbow and roll those triceps in. Keep that action going. Lift the low belly and the sternum, bottom to top. Take the arms up. Long torso. Long torso. Feel the length of the torso. Feel the work going in the gravitational plane. And bring your weight slightly back into the heels. Take the calves down, hamstrings up. Turn the back of the hamstrings from in to out. Turn the front of the legs in. Press the heels, lift up. Contain the low front ribs. Take your hands back a little bit more. And then reach out and down. Lift the chest. Take the left arm, right arm, mirror me. Broaden your chest out. Keep your shoulders back, whatever amount you can. Take the distal end of the upper arm bone, and you'll feel where the condyle reaches out and makes a little shelf for your fingers to pinch there. And then get your position there, and then take the elbow up parallel with the floor. Drop the shoulder blade on that left arm, right arm if you're mirroring, and pull the arm across. Open up the cap of the shoulder. You can see my fingers are catching the flesh on the distal end of the arm. They're pulling it to the elbow and outwardly, rolling in towards my body. And it's stretching my deltoid cap more, and then down. Feel the difference in the left and right shoulders, and then take the right arm across, catch the thumb and first finger on the distal end of the upper arm bone, pull it across, keep the shoulder back as much as you can without strain, and then take the elbow into the opposite shoulder, rolling that upper arm bone out with the fingers caught in the muscle of the upper arm. Pulling that arm across, opening up the deltoid cap. There are a lot of ribbons in the deltoid cap. Take the tailbone in, keep the feet working in Tadasana, lift the thighs, lift the spine. Stretch that arm over. And then release. Let the torso reach up with the spine. Let the shoulders and the arms drape. Tadasana. Weight in the heels. Now, if you have a rope wall, you can hang in Shirsasana. Otherwise, we're going to be doing another Uttanasana so that your head gets some extra blood and you have a little bit of support for your pose. So step your feet a little bit wider, lift the inner legs, or go to the wall, set up your loop for your holding your hips, and then come over and let your head come down on your blanket pile. I've been stretching up, so I need a little bit more support. The top of the head comes to the block that's got 2 blankets on it, or more. You can fold your blankets and lift the inner legs. Let the whole torso rest
evenly on the head, on the blankets, on the block. Breathe into the top chest. Lift the inner legs from the inner heel, ankle, inner low shin, middle shin, upper shin, inner knee, lifting up, inner low thigh, middle thigh, upper thigh, groins up, perineum up, spine stretching away from the perineum. Long, smooth breath in, long, smooth breath out. Watch where the breath goes. If you're hanging Shirshasana, you put a blanket on the rope so it doesn't cut into your body. And you can come up and do Baddha Konasana in the ropes, kind of looping your legs around the ropes and letting your spine pour down towards the floor. A wonderfully delicious way to do Shirshasana. Letting your spine respond to gravity. Feeling extra blood in the brain. Long, smooth breath in, long, smooth breath out. Shirshasana or Uttanasana. Shirsha is head, asana is posture. So we work on balancing on the top of the head and the forearms with the body totally inverted. Or we work on Uttanasana and let our blood veins get used to being stronger, which they will do. And then take your hands back and inhale and come out halfway. And then we're going to take a blanket
can half fold it on the end of your mat. And today we often say use a blanket behind your knees if you need one. But today we're just going to say everybody will use one, whether you need it or not. It's a good thing to do sometimes. And you're going to do, first of all, Vajrasana, and just try the pose, see where it's at for you. And what you want to do is take your 3 fingers in the back of your knee, push forward, and then when you come down to having your buttocks on your heels, you want to pull those, push the flesh forward and deepen the knee bend. And then as you come out, you'll take your hands on your calves and spread to the side. But you'll also have a blanket in your knees. So I'm going to take my head to the floor, take the folded edge of my quarter fold blanket, and I'm going to feel it in the back of my knee, and then I'm going to take my arms and my fingertips are going to press forward, and then I'm going to sit back and I'll get about halfway, and then I'll pull through the blanket and on my calves and sit on my heels. Lift the chest, point the feet back, point the toes back. You can reach back behind you and open up the spaces between your toes. Take the skin of thighs to the knees and lift the chest. Let the eyes close. Fold the hands in the lap. Let the torso move up and let the arms drape on that torso. The head is level. Go inside. Feel the fold of the blanket behind your knees and how it helps make a little space through the knee. And then coming forward, coming up and taking the blanket out and fold it in 16ths. So here's an 8th fold, here's a 16th fold. Separate your feet and take the blanket crossways behind you so that both sit bones have plenty of room there. Your hips are supported both sides. And then take your knuckles and iron from the big toe mound all the way across the foot to the little toe mound. And you can do that a few times, ironing, making a breadth in the toe end of the foot, stretching your toes back. Virasana, hero pose. Going within, eyes closed, move inside. Watch where the breath moves you. Lift the sternum, bottom to top, round the collarbones, take the arms back at the root. Take the shoulder blades into the back and broaden them. And then we'll go into Supta Virasana. So inhale, come up, and get a bolster or two, or what you use in place of them. And set up your contraption or a bolster pile to lie back on. And take the feet wide. You can have a block underneath your hips if you want, a low block if you want. But work on getting a little bit lower each day. Just spend a little bit of time in this pose, spreading the feet out and getting a little bit lower, and be just fine with that little bit of action. And then you want to have a space of about this far from where you're sitting to your first rib. So I moved forward a little bit to make that space just right. And I'm going to have my bolster fill in on that rib, coming down, and then bringing the head blanket in and folding it up so that I get a little bit more of a tilt of the forehead down the face. I can take my heels of my hands on my heels of my feet, and then I can press through the bones of the legs and get a little bit of space in my thigh crease, a little bit of stretch in my front thighs, knees, shins. And here we are in Supta Virasana, or whatever height you like, but set it up so you can spend a little time here. Front thigh along the bone, deep on the bone, moves towards the knee. The skin moves towards the knee. Feel the pose stretching the front thighs. Keep letting go with your exhales, exhaling into the thigh action towards the knees. The knees make their way together. The heels are outside the hips, and your heels of your hands can push occasionally and stretch the thighs a little bit more. And then let go and let the thighs just release on their own. Expand the inner body gently and watch it expand with the breath. Occasionally through the time in the pose, you can press on the heels, lift the back pelvis, and scoot the buttock flesh a little closer to the back of the knees. Relax the jaw, the face, the eyes. Restorative. Press the knees down a bit. Feel what feels tight. Learn from what your body is telling you. Supta Virasana, coming up, pressing with the forearms and pushing up, and then sliding your legs to the side. Keeping on your half-fold blanket, sliding back, sliding out, and then press with the heels for Dhamdasana, the staff pose, reaching out the inner legs, taking the knees down, lift the spine, open the collarbones, roll the shoulders back, take the shoulder blades into the back and down. Head is level, lift the chest, move the chest out and up, and then release, and then get a strap or Supta Virasana. We'll use the same setup, or if you were high on Virasana, you can use one or two straps here. I like one, it's real simple. You can also use a blanket under each leg, or you can take a half-fold blanket, roll it up, and that can support both knees. Straighten out your strap, through two, back through one. Have a tab here that you can pull. You want to pull it back to your body because that's harmonious action. You're going to take the strap over your head and take it to the mid-sacral line. Right, that one that you feel holding your pelvis in Shirshasana in the ropes. And then bend up your legs, loop your strap around your feet, and then you want to be the right distance from your bolster so that your 12th rib goes onto the bolster and your back body can come down. So I'm going to pull my strap up. My heels are going to come close to my hips. I'm going to take this blanket and roll it around the front of my caught ankles. And I'm going to just have a nice supportive firm but soft place for the inner legs to stretch out to. You can hike it up a little bit more, whatever is a good stretch for you. And then glasses off, the arms go out about 45 degrees, and the head is on the blanket. The skin of the face is descending towards the jaw. The skin of the back of the head is ascending up the back of the skull over the front and the face, and then the skin goes back the bottom of the chin and jaw, and then down the trapezius and down the back. Supta Baddha Konasana. A supported opening for the groins. Wonderful pose. Very old pose. It's been helping humans for thousands of years. Let the teeth not clench. Let the jaw ease a little bit open, and the lips stay closed, lightly closed. Watch your breath. Keep letting go. And then beginning to lengthen your breath. And the reason my eyes opened a little while ago in this pose is because I felt a subtle earthquake. So I just want to see if the room was moving a little bit. Okay, and then inhale and come up. And take the strap off your feet. Stretch your legs out. Scoot your hips back. Take your knees down. Look at the straightness of your legs. It increases the straightness usually. And then we're going to take our long blanket and fold back the head blanket. And we're going to do Supta. And move our other blankets to the side, our bolster to the side. Supta. Feet up the wall, take the heels in. I've got a little bit of a bend in my knees here. I've got my sacrum even on the mat. I've got my shoulder blades even on the mat. And I'm going to push with my heels to the wall and get my sacrum and my shoulder blades really nicely pulled down. And then I'm going to make the most of Supta for a moment. I'm going to spread my balls of my feet on the wall, getting that big toe ball clearly pressed into the wall and moving away from me. I'm going to let the inner heel skin stretch around the back of the heel and feel the turning in of the whole leg. Heel skin down and around. The sacrum will press into the floor and pull a little bit more. It's a good thing. And then lifting the sternum up and out. And letting the floor be the support as you press on the floor and the wall and scrape your back body down. Very calming for the brain. Three or more breaths, and then bend up your right knee, press with your right heel, roll the pelvis to the left, take your palm down with your hand about waist level, and then come down, and then change the bent leg, press with your left foot on the floor, and roll your body on your wrist and your forearm. And stretch the shoulder. Only go as far as you get some good stretch, but not strain, no strain. And then come to center, take the arm out. Rejuvenated, upward hands pose, reaching out and down. And then bend up the left knee, take the left hand underneath the back waist, roll from the right waist to the left waist, change legs up, stretch out the left, bend the right, roll over the wrist. Make sure you do it slowly and carefully so you don't hurt yourself. But you do stretch some relationships in the bone. In the bones of the wrist, they're just really liking the help of stretching. And I'm going a little bit closer to the wall because I changed my alignment there, and press the heels into the wall and lift the chest. Take the shoulders back. And then bend up the right knee again. Take the hand up the back a little further. Palm down, hand in the middle of the mat, back, and change legs. Bend the left knee and roll up more of the forearm. You can be conservative, or you can be a little bit stretching into the arm and seeing what does it do for me now. And then roll back, bring the arm out, check the arms in Urdhva. The right arm flows better, goes better. For the second time, second side, bend up the left knee, roll, take the hand up the back, and then come back onto the arm and hand. Scoop yourself in. And then change the knees. Right knee is up, left knee is straight. And roll over towards the left arm. Rolling up the arm. Feeling the stretch in the shoulder, not taking anything too far, but just getting some stretch up the arm. Really easy. And then take the arm out. Open up. And taking your strap and taking the loop of the halfway strap about here and taking the arm down below your back. You can roll to the side and take that 2 lines of strap down your mid-back and then come over and let your fingers be rolled up in your cervical neck spine and push with your bent left knee and push with your straight right leg into the floor and into the wall. And take that elbow up over your head in line with your ear. Take the triceps from the armpit area, stretching away from the armpit, opening up that elbow closer and closer to the floor. Feeling the left hand pull the loop down and taking the tricep long through the sides, pressing with that right foot on the wall, left foot is bent. The left leg is bent with the knee in the air. Reach that arm overhead. And then take the strap out. And Urdhva Hastasana. More space on the right side. And then take the loop in the left hand. Take the body to the side. And you can lift up and catch your strap underneath your spinal channel. Arranging that better. And then pull down with the right hand, getting it to a good spot with its Gomukhasana opening. And then stretch the left leg straight, bend the right knee, and pull the strap down. Take the elbow over the armpit, and then be pulling down. Start to release that elbow down to the floor. Down to the floor. Open up the armpit. Take the elbow to the floor. Biceps roll into the shoulder, helping the arms stretch open. Push with the left ball of the foot on the floor and the wall, and push on the right foot. And open up. The upper arms of Gomukhasana, the cow's face pose. And then release. And then take the strap out and open up the arms. Nice, fluid, open shoulders. And then take your hands above your head. Release your arms on the blanket and then stretch the palms wide. Get some space in the hands. Take the fingernails possibly all the way to the floor and then press on the wall and reach your whole body out. And then take the palms, little fingers to the floor and then reach out. I'll have to move this stuff a little bit and take your arms out straight to the sides. And then down. And then bend up the legs, roll to the right side and come up. And then we're going to do just a little bit of a downward facing dog again with this time you can use your bolster for your head And have a blanket nearby should you need it to add in so that your head has some support. Spread the fingers again and come into downward facing dog pose. Stretch back. So time for holding the poses. Shoot the inner skin of the arch back to the inner heel. And take the back heel down, calves down. Lift the biceps up. Take the elbows in. Stretch the inner forearm down to the palm and the thumb. Stretch the shoulder blades up the back and into the back. Open the chest a little further by pressing the shoulder blades into the back ribs. Opening the chest in front, broadening the collarbones. Let the head and neck go. Press into the inner hand. Stretch the forearms to the floor. Take the fronts of the legs back, front ankle back, front low shin back, up at the top of the shin back, underneath the knee, kneecap into the legs, top knee back, whole front thigh, lower, middle, upper, thigh crease back. Balance the body. The whole body is one, letting all the parts contribute their amount. Working that Tadasana foot action and a tarsal to the big toe mound. And then coming down to Adho Mukha Vrasana. Wide knees, big toes touch. You can take a low blanket or a higher one. Higher support for your forehead. Stretch the arms out. Adho Mukha Vrasana, downward facing hero pose. Pull the upper arm bones back into the joint of the shoulder. Lift the elbows. Spread the hands. Take the inner hand down. Roll the upper arms out. Relax the neck. Press forward a little bit on the forehead where the weight of the head is supported to take the forehead skin down and relax the brain. Take the tailbone into the body. Tip that bottom sacrum down. Lift through the front surface of the sacrum. Take the navel into the body.
Rest the shins. Take the palms back by the mid-shin and let your head be last.
Sit up and be with your breath. Three easy breaths. And now let your eyes open. We're going to move our sticky mat off and fold a mat in fours. So fold the mat. And then fold it again. And then I'm going to take my strap, undo it, and strap my strap through the middle of the back of the chair. And then I'm going to step through the chair, backward through the chair. Reach the pelvis off the back of the chair. My shoulder blades are on the edge of the chair. I've got a thighs worth of space there. And then I'm gonna catch my shoulder blades and pull down easy. And I'm just gonna let my toes go up the wall, press into the wall, press my body on the chair so that all that skin moves down my back body and I open up my chest. Broaden the collarbones. You can see how I started up here and moved down here, move a little bit more down here as I let my chest stretch. Another inversion. And then I'm going to come over and reach for my strap, see if I can walk my fingers over to get it. Take the elbows in, use the floor. Take the elbows in, come down a little bit further, open the body, elbows in. And then inhale, come up. Take your elbows on the seat of the chair, inhale, come up. Lead with the chest, scoot back in the chair. And then I'm going to stretch my strap out further. Pull down on the chair and lift the spine from the hips all the way up through to the head. And I'm taking these poses slow. Every once in a while we have a more gradual practice. Coming down, letting the weight of the head coil you over again. Again, pushing on the rail of the chair. Letting the front body be supported and stretch over the chair. Broaden the collarbones. Catch through and find that strap. Both ends of it. And walk yourself towards the back bar with both hands walking. And catch that bar. Turn the palms up and coil over the chair. Walk the feet under the knees. Turn the feet in. Broaden the pelvis from center out. Take the sides of the pelvis up.
So the side bowls of the pelvis, so the side, how the bones curve around, reach those up as you press your heels and reach those side flanks up. Bend the elbows down towards the floor. And release. Elbows on the seat. Deep at the chest. Come on. And then chair twist. Keeping the left knee back, going to the right. Scuff that left heel into the floor. Press down with the heel of the hand and the forearm on the chair parts and turn. Turn and release. Let your arms be just for one breath on the back of the chair. Right arm, left hand, mid seat. Press down, lift the spine and torso up. Pull back, scuffing that right heel. Pull that right knee back and turn in the middle body. Open the left chest. Around, shoulder blade in. Turn the body. And release. Breathe into the spaces in the waist. And then first side again. Right hand on the seat. Press the left forearm down. Lift up. Scuff that left heel. Pull that left thigh back. Reach around. Using the leverage on the chair. Pulling around to the right. Open up that right chest. Take the right shoulder back. Take the right shoulder blade into the back. Slide the left shoulder blade broadly away from the mid back to turn the shoulders further. And then release. Left forearm on the back of the chair, right hand on the seat, about the middle. Scuff that right heel, pull that right thigh back into the body. Lift your torso up, using the pressure down with the arm and the hand to help. And turning to the left, opening the left chest. Taking the right shoulder blade down into the back and away from the spine to turn you a little bit more. Left shoulder goes back, shoulder blade down, and turn. And releasing. And then Setu-Bandha. Setu-Bandha Savasana. Well, since we have the chair all set up, let's just take our bolster. We'll just take a little bit of time to do in a quarter-fold blanket there and another blanket on the seat. And then knees over the back of the chair. Pull the legs through the opening in the back of the chair. Slide your arms through. Catch the back leg and pour yourself down. Tops of the shoulders onto the support for the shoulders, the bolster in this case. Free your neck, free your hair. And then take the arms parallel to the floor, catching the back leg, and then stretch the inner feet up. And then we're going to bend the knees, take the feet back to the wall, find the wall, and then press that Tadasana action into the wall, broaden the collarbones, take the shoulder blades into the back, open up the whole torso. Lower the hands, press the feet to the wall. Letting the feet help the chest open. Using the wall to just be a really nice restorative way to work Salanga Sarvangasana. Salanga means with support. Sarvangasana means shoulder stand is how it's usually thought of, but it means in Sanskrit all parts supported. So you can see that this pose, it's upside down, but I'm supported in my shoulders, in my arms, in my back, in my top of my pelvis. My legs are supported on the wall. It feels wonderful. Long, smooth breath, long, smooth breath. And you can stay longer than this in the pose if you choose to. Then I'm going to show also Setuvanga. So the people that want to do that can. But I'm going to pause for a little bit with my hips on the bolster, my chair a little bit away so that the thighs are angled in space. My hands on my belly, and just really appreciate the position, the support, the softness, the rightness. I'm just going to take 3 easy deep breaths here. And it's a nice restorative piece. Slide away from the chair. Let your hips come to the floor. Slide the support for the shoulders and roll to the right and come up. And then we're going to slide the chair to the side. Slide the sticky nuts out of the way. And we're going to take a block and we blanket on the block. I'm going to have it crossways. And then I'm going to turn the fold side of the blanket towards my body. And I'm going to have this block right next to me. And I'm going to move all this away a little bit. And then I'm going to be at the wall. My knees are high. I'm going to lie back down, get my shoulders and my head on this little blanket. And then I'm going to bring my heels into my hips and place the
sideways block in the middle of my sacrum. And you can see how I've got some bend in my knees. I'm gonna stretch out carefully so I don't overshoot and get too far away from the wall. And then my arms out to the sides, and then I'm gonna press my feet and heels. Say two padas. So this is the bridge pose with all parts supported. The bridge pose with all parts supported. Sometimes we do things with our legs in a regular class, but in a restorative class, we're keeping to the classic pose, pressing through the balls of the feet to get a little bit of length through the pelvis and the spine. Letting the head and neck relax. Arms relaxed alongside the body, and a slight push into the floor to open the chest. The eyes are closed, but the eye looks towards just above the feet. Let that angle of the eye be a relaxed one. You can stay in that pose longer if you like. Lift up the block. We're only on the second level, so for tonight we're going to move the block over. And we're going to move to the side and come up. And then set up your bolster on a sticky mat. This will be a good one. Near the wall, so I've got about sticky mat about 8 inches away from the wall, 9 inches. I'm going to put the bolster near there, and I'm going to take a blanket and put it on the bolster and then down onto the floor. It's really nice to use the chair. Sit on the chair seat. You can have a blanket on the chair so it slides a little bit easier. I'm going to put my knees over, just like shoulder stand. And then come over and place my shoulders down on the shoulder support, and then take my back up, feet to the wall, lift my pelvis up, have my arms come along my head, release my hair if it gets caught. And I still don't have my head on the wall. It's about 1.5 inches or so from the wall. And then my sacral plate comes in, it stretches up to the heels. And this is a great shoulder stretch and helps the neck open up too. Namaste. Tailbone in, sacral plate in and up.
then you can let your knees come down the wall and come into Karnapidasana. Sliding the knees down, widening them for the head spacing. And then coming slowly out. I'm going to hold on to the bars of the wall, but you can catch your legs on the chair and take a few moments just letting the head and chest be open on the bolster pile. One nice deep breath. And then inhaling, coming up. Bolster into the wall a little bit closer. So I've got about 5 inches there. And we're going to use the sticky nut for the stability of the bolster. I'm going to reach my left hip into the wall. And I'm going to use my rope wall, but we all can do whatever. And get my hips into the wall, legs up the wall for Viparita Karate. And you can take Shavasana in this pose, or you can use your time to also do Shavasana after this pose. Both work really well. So if you're not fully on the wall, you can make your way to the wall a little bit more fully and dip down into the hole and get your buttock bones on the wall. That's the pose, buttock bones on the wall. Viparita Karate, upturned leg pose. So this is, the blood comes into the pelvis in this pose and helps do all kinds of work there. Glasses on the belly. And then Shavasana. Sliding off the bolster. Sliding away. And then using a chair for your shins is a really nice restorative way to end the restoration practice. So, blanket, head blanket. Hips towards the chair. Have your thighs angled in space a little bit. Set up the legs so that they're a little bit separated. And also I want to get my strap to cover my eyes. Make it an 8th fold kind of strap. Half fold. Quarter fold. 8th fold. Glasses off. Sacrum long.
Sticky nuts are really sticky, and they stick stuff down. A reset. Shavasana. Feel the jaw let go, feel the throat soften, and the neck relax. Feel the front of the forehead slide to both sides of the temples. Feel the scalp relax. Sometimes I like to take my pointer fingers or my pointer finger and my middle finger and put them right at the sides of the corners of the back of the head. There's a big group of muscles that attach in there. And massage a little bit there and pull that long, and then take the skin of the skull over. Okay, on the first two finger knuckles, lips relaxed together, jaw relaxed apart. Be with your breath. So let your body tell you when your Shavasana for today is complete. It has varying lengths. And bringing the knees in, rolling over to the right side. Rest for a breath on your side. And then pushing up. And hands in prayer. Inhaling. Namaste. I bow to the divine within. So that's one gradual restorative sequence set, and the last part of it can be shifted a bit. You can spend more time on Salamba Sarvangasana and less time on Nirlamba Sarvangasana. You can go ahead and do the Viparita Karani and then come out for Setubandha after that. You can mix those poses up a little bit and also take longer holds in some of them, maybe leave one of them out for another day so that you have longer time with the ones that you do. And you can do Shavasana within some of those last poses. Sometimes I'll do Shavasana in Halasana. Very nice way to do the end of the class. So experiment around with those. So that's one restorative way you can go. I will have some more for you, but that has a lot of variations within it that you can play around with, and I'll be very curious to find out what you've done with that when I am back in class. Okay, have a great time with that. Namaste.